Buenos dias! Oh gosh, I have to remind myself to speak English and not Spanish. Been speaking so much Spanish lately. Welcome to Menopause, Barbie. You're joining me for Menopause, your management, your way, now and for the rest of your life. This is tutorial number 32, and today we are discussing bioidentical forms of estrogen. Now, why is that important? Why are we discussing that? Because that's what everybody's talking about. So you're hearing about it, people are writing about it, there are talk shows about it, everyone's talking about bioidentical, and since we're talking about estrogens specifically in this part of the tutorial series, today it's only about bioidentical estrogen. A few tutorials ago in 23, I taught you about bioidentical hormones in general. Today we'll focus on only the hormone estrogen. So, you'll find this material on pages 123 to 125 of the book and on pages 27 and 29 of the outline notes. That's how you can follow along. Okay, for purposes of review, you might recall that I taught you that bioidentical means identical to the molecules in the human body. And because they're identical to the molecules in the body, they fit better with your own molecules. Remember those puzzle pieces I showed you? Well, here they are again. Here you have a human molecule, and here you have a bioidentical molecule, and the fit is perfect. Okay, so non-bioidentical hormones don't fit as well. So here is a non-bioidentical hormone. Me and my puzzle pieces, you know, and see how it doesn't fit quite as well? It's kind of a loose fit. So that is the idea behind bioidentical hormones. Think of the bioidentical hormone as a perfect fit. Now, for some people, that perfect fit works better, but not for all. But in any case, bioidentical hormones are really popular. So we're going to talk specifically about bioidentical estrogens since we're on the topic of our favorite hormone, estrogen. Okay, in the human body, there are 3 types of estrogen. We have estrone, estradiol, and estriol, and they all have different roles. So to keep them straight, all you have to remember is 1, 2, 3. That simple. 1 is for own. Own means 1. 2 is for estradiol. Di means 2. And 3 is for estriol. Tri means 3. So estrone, with the own for 1, is the main estrogen during menopause. And it's produced by your fat cells. So just remember 1 for menopause. Estradiol, di for 2, is most important during your reproductive years when you're having your menstrual cycles. And it's the most potent of all 3 types of estrogen. Estriol, tri for 3, is the main hormone of pregnancy, and it's produced by the placenta. And it's the weakest of all 3 estrogens. So just remember 3 for pregnancy. So what you have so far is estrone for menopause, estradiol for when you're having your menstrual cycles, and estriol for pregnancy. See, always simplify things. Own, di, tri is all you have to remember. Own, di, tri. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. You know, this reminds me of Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music when she's teaching the kids to sing, and she sings, the first 3 notes just happen to be do, re, mi, 1, 2, 3, own, di, tri. I'm so weird. But anyway, that's the easy way to remember it, okay? So the goal with bioidentical estrogens for menopause is to mimic the ratio of estrogens that you had in your body before menopause. So before menopause, your 3 estrogens in your body existed in the following proportions. You had estrone, 10%, estradiol, 10%, and estriol, 80%. Bioidentical estrogen preparations can come in one of two formulations, or I should say they usually come in one of two formulations. They can actually come in any formulation. There's one called Tri-Est. So Tri-Est consists of 3 estrogens. It's estrone 10%, estradiol 10%, and estriol 80%. So it's exactly like you had in your body before menopause. So it mimics what you had during your reproductive life. Alternatively, there's a Bi-Est formulation, and that one consists of 2 estrogens. And in that one, estrone is 0%. The estradiol is 20%, and the estriol is 80%. Now, notice that the estriol is the largest component of both of those formulations. It's 80% in both of those. And it's the weakest of all 3 types of estrogens. Now, there are many proponents of bioidentical estrogen that claim that the estriol, this 80% weak one, produces less risk and fewer side effects than the other 2 estrogens. And many proponents of the alternative and complementary medical world claim that estriol, the 80% weak one, is less likely to cause cancer than the other 2 estrogens. But those are just, people's preferences and their hypotheses. You can actually have any number of other formulations depending on what your needs are. So here I have one that's a vaginal applicator for estradiol, and it has 70% estradiol and 30% estriol. So this one actually is almost reversed compared to Bi-Est. Bi-Est is the reverse of that with 80% estriol. This one only has 30% estriol. So you're seeing that there's this big range and lots of options with these things. Now, if you opt for bioidentical estrogen to manage your menopause, your formulation that you get from the pharmacy can conform to results of your estrogen hormone lab tests, or it can conform to your symptoms of menopause, or it can mimic your premenopausal estrogen levels. So with bioidentical estrogen, you can get it in many, many forms. There are pills. There are skin creams, there are skin gels. This is one that is a gel pack of little gel squares, and there are vaginal creams. So it comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes. And if you remember from tutorial 23, there are also some pharmaceutical products that are bioidentical, even though they're manufactured by a drug company. So, as I explained earlier in tutorial 23, any of the non-oral estrogens that consist of estradiol, that's the 2 estradiol, are bioidentical. So here we have bioidentical estradiol in a skin patch. Here's Climera. I have a few of them. I have Vivel skin patch, and I have Minivel skin patch. All 3 of these are skin patches that consist of estradiol. Then there are skin gels. Here we have Divigel. Here is Estrogel. Both of these are gels that are nothing but estradiol. There are skin lotions. Here you have Estrozorb. It's a lotion, estradiol. And there's even a mist spray, Eva Mist, which is estradiol. We even have vaginal creams. Here's one called Estrace. And not only do we have vaginal creams, there are vaginal rings. Here is a Fem ring, and this one is an S string. They don't vary much. They're both rings that you put in your vagina. And finally, we even have vaginal tablets. These are Vagifem vaginal tablets. all of these products that are pharmaceutical products that are manufactured by a drug company consist of estradiol. Estradiol is one of the hormones that is in your body, therefore it is bioidentical. Now, patches, creams, and lotions are all absorbed more directly because they go straight through your skin. Now, why does that create more direct absorption? Well, that's because if they go from your skin to your bloodstream, they don't have to travel through your digestive tract. Pills have to go through your digestive tract and get degraded into a form that your bloodstream can absorb. But these patches, creams, and gels, they all just go straight through your skin. Well, what does that do? Well, that allows the dosages of patches, creams, and lotions and gels to be as much as 10 times lower than the dosages of pills. So the higher dosage pills are associated with higher rates of blood clots, strokes, and heart attacks. And it's related to the fact that they have to be degraded in your digestive tract. Now, despite the fact that bioidentical estrogens are more identical to human estrogens, they aren't necessarily better. A review of medical literature didn't find any proven advantage of bioidentical estrogen over other estrogens, and there really aren't any studies that compare the side effects of bioidentical estrogens to non-bioidentical estrogens. So if you opt for the non-pharmaceutical bioidentical estrogens, then you have to go to a compounding pharmacy to get them, because a regular pharmacy doesn't make compounded bioidentical formulations. A regular pharmacy will sell you the pharmaceutical products, but not the compounded bioidentical products that I showed you at first. Now, there are people who refer to bioidentical estrogens as designer estrogens or custom compounded estrogens, and those aren't really accurate descriptions, but because of those descriptions, they're usually more expensive. And because they're more expensive and they're considered custom and all of that, sometimes your insurance company won't pay for them. So be aware that if you choose to go to a compounding pharmacy and get a custom compounded bioidentical product, your insurance may not pay for it. If you get a pharmaceutical product that happens to be bioidentical, insurance usually does pay for that. So the big question is bioidentical estrogen better than other estrogens? You know, I really don't like words like better or worse. What I like is options. And so all of these give you many options, and that is the great thing. And the other great thing is that you don't have to answer the question of whether bioidentical is better for anyone other than yourself. Your opinion is the only one that matters, and you have to limit your opinion to your own situation. And you know, even if your brain thinks that they're better or worse, your body may not agree. So if you like the idea of bioidentical estrogen, try it and see how it works for you if it's a safe option. Okay, so now you see that everyone's talking about these, and I'm going to bet that you know a lot more than all these people who are out there just saying bioidentical, bioidentical. Now you understand a little bit more about what bioidentical estrogen really is. And you understand it's the 1, 2, 3, estrone, estradiol, estriol. Just remember, do, re, mi, 1, 2, 3, on, di, tri. So next time we'll talk about synthetic estrogen in the next tutorial. Thanks for coming. I hope this was clear and fun, and I'll see you then. Bye!